Streaming live now on News8000.com. You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Amy DuPont. An appeals court has temporarily halted President Biden's student relief program. The emergency motion was brought by the attorney generals in Missouri and Nebraska. Applications are already pouring in. 40 million Americans may be eligible for up to $20,000 in federal student loan debt relief. The president's program will cost the nation roughly $400 billion. Today's order may be the first of many. Other legal challenges are still making their way through the courts. Wisconsin prosecutors say they are having a hard time reducing the backlog of court cases. News 8 Now's Duis Rar spoke to the Wisconsin Attorney General, who says Wisconsin's criminal justice system needs more resources.
When the pandemic started, court hearings were delayed, leading to a backlog of many court cases. Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul says unless there is additional funding, this problem will continue. It's been said the wheels of justice turn slowly. The pandemic nearly brought it to a stop.
We don't get to shut our door and say we're not taking any more business.
La Crosse County District Attorney Tim Grinke knows that all too well.
Didn't explain the blood on the blue jeans.
While the doors of the DA's office remained open, statewide it faced a staffing shortage.
We lost a lot of people. We lost a lot of experience.
Wisconsin's Attorney General Josh Kaul says there's fewer prosecutors because of a lack of funding.
Crimes out there that need to be prosecuted doesn't change because you have fewer DAs.
In 2019, Governor Tony Evers announced the creation of 65 prosecutor positions across the state.
Making sure they have the resources they need to effectively prosecute cases is critical.
AG Kaul says while some steps have been taken to increase positions, it's not enough.
We need to invest in our criminal justice system. Our criminal justice system in Wisconsin has been underfunded for decades.
DA Grinke says when there aren't enough prosecutors, it can lead to mistakes.
You only have a certain number of things you can do. And obviously the more work you have and less people you have, something's got to give.
Grinke says because of a staffing shortage, some cases may take longer to get to trial. And victims and their families pay the price, waiting for a resolution. Now, the DA's office isn't the only office facing a staffing shortage. In August, a lawsuit was filed against the state of Wisconsin for violating the constitutional rights of criminal defendants. Many of them have been waiting for months for their case to be heard. Reporting in La Crosse, Duis Rar, News 8 Now.
Earlier this year, Governor Tony Evers announced that he was spending $5.7 million of American Rescue Plan Act funds to fill vacant state prosecutor positions. The erratic behavior of the Waukesha parade suspect seems to have reached a new level. Daryl Brooks, who is defending himself, is accused of intentionally driving his SUV through that parade last November, killing 6 people and injuring dozens more. During the first full day of his defense, the judge had to stop multiple times because of Brooks's repeated interruptions. At one point, the judge asked to take a break because Brooks scared her.
This man right now is having a stare down with me. It's very disrespectful. He pounded his fist. Frankly, it makes me scared.
The judge said this case has been one of the most challenging of her career. If convicted, Brooks faces life in prison. A criminal investigation is underway after 6 people died in a southern Wisconsin apartment fire. It happened early this morning west of Milwaukee in the village of Heartland. According to police, when firefighters arrived at the 4-unit complex, flames were coming from the building.
First responding police and fire crews were met with a large amount of fire and began to rescue individuals from the building and the balconies of the building.
Investigators have not yet released any information about the victims. The State Department of Criminal Investigation is at the scene working to determine a cause. Wisconsin's unemployment rate is below the national average. According to White House data released today, Wisconsin's rate is 3.2%. The national average is at 3.5%. In a one-on-one interview with News 8 Now, one of President Biden's economic advisors says Wisconsin's economy is strong.
Wisconsin is a good example of that, where we have an unemployment rate of close to 3% in the state. A lot of people work. That means they're drawing paychecks, and it also is good news for deficit reduction. So we're glad to see that.
Bernstein also touted the president's work to decrease the deficit by a record $1.4 trillion. Well, forget the binoculars. Bird enthusiasts in Viroqua can view some birds up close. The McIntosh Memorial Library opened its new aviary center today. The library received a $10,000 AARP grant to fund that project. Organizers held a ribbon cutting ceremony and then hosted a festival of birds featuring owls and bald eagles. The library's director says this center can educate and inspire.
To learn about birds, to be inspired to go out in nature and do a bird walk, to have feeders in your home and or on your outside of your home, and just to understand the beauty of birds that live in our region.
This is the only facility in Viroqua with an aviary. The 7 birds include finches and 1 singing canary. The International Owl Center is hosting an online fundraiser this weekend. The Houston, Minnesota nonprofit is auctioning off 49 pieces of owl art made by kids from all over the world. Most of those proceeds will go towards starting the building's nonprofit future funding facility, but the center's executive director says a portion will also go towards their sister center in Nepal, where she says owl protection efforts are desperately needed.
And they have issues with illegal hunting, illegal trade in owls. People still eat them or kill them for sport. So owl education there is extremely important. So we're trying to help support that.
The auction link goes live Saturday morning and closes Sunday night at 8. We posted a link at news8000.com. Horse Sense is asking the community for help as well. With winter fast approaching, the nonprofit is asking for donations to help feed their 10 therapy horses. A $5 donation will feed 1 horse enough hay for 1 day. Horse Sense hopes to raise more than $10,000. Guess where you can find the link? news8000.com. And happening tomorrow, Logan High School will host its annual Fall Craft Show. This year's event will feature more than 150 local vendors selling everything from clothing to home decor to even homemade food. Admission is free, but organizers welcome goodwill donations. Proceeds will help fund college scholarships for Logan High School students. Coming up, the News 8 Highlight Zone. All the local scores and highlights in just a few minutes.
And in the world of weather, look at CityCam. We have clear skies out there, but there's a change coming. We'll talk about that on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Looking at mattresses?
I'm just looking.
Jump on it, roll on it.
No.
Just pretend I'm not here. You have any questions?
Buying a mattress can be uncomfortable.
She seemed nice.
That's why Slumberland has modernized the process. Slumberland. Mattress shopping reinvented.
His job was to serve and protect. Instead, reports say Dave Estenson assaulted and preyed on girls for years. One report of sexually assaulting a teenager. Multiple reports of Estenson trying to coerce girls into sexual favors to avoid citations. And Estenson wants to ban all abortions, forcing victims of rape and incest to carry their predator's child. Sexual predators belong behind bars, not in the state Senate.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job, so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
A governor's job is to make your life better. But would anything on Tim Michael's agenda actually help you? His rhetoric is violent.
People should just be ready to get out in the streets with pitchforks and torches.
At his company, women say they were pressured to have sex with their bosses. And he said he'd consider abolishing the Department of Public Instruction. It's a radical's dream, but it wouldn't do a single thing for you. Tony Evers' plan is pretty simple. Create good-paying jobs and bring costs down. That's the right plan for Wisconsin.
Right now at Slumberland Furniture, you'll get 30% off all living room furniture. Yep, sofas, sectionals, tables, recliners, and more. All 30% off. Plus 30% off select mattresses and 20% off everything else. On now at Slumberland Furniture.
Ladies and gentlemen, TGIF, the weekend is here. We have clear skies out there, making for a beautiful Friday night across the year. And hey, if you have any plans this weekend, make sure you grab your phone. You hit that QR code right there. That'll take you to the free News 8000 First Alert Weather app, which is a free app on the App and Play Store. And one thing you can get there, yep, there you go, that temperature. Look at that, 49 degrees. It feels like 49. Humidity is sitting at 71%. We have a nice calm wind out there. Numbers for today made it to 76 after a morning start of 39. 59 and 40 is where we should be for this time of year. 83 was the record high set back in 1947. Then you've got to go back to 1896 to see the record low of 20 degrees. Radar scan, it looks like there's a whole slew of stuff going on. Not the case. We are seeing false returns on all 5 of our radar scans. High pressure is large and in charge. You can see the southerly wind that is in play. You can see right there that big ridge of high pressure that is in control. So when you wake up in the morning, temperatures will be in the 30s and 40s. Look at this. Mid-30s towards Black River Falls, 38 in Sparta, 44 Viroqua, 46 Prairie du Chien, 41 in Boscobel. We're going to go to 45 in La Crosse, Winona. You'll make it to 41. We'll see abundant sunshine for your Saturday. Sunday morning, we'll start the day off with sunny skies. The clouds will pick up as we go into the late morning, early afternoon hours. Highs for tomorrow, look at this, in the mid-70s across La Crosse County, the southern zone. Over towards New Albany, you'll make it to 77. Lansing will make it to 77. Waukon will go to 75. Lynxville will go to 78. Blair will go to 75. Go to Sparta over towards the Toma area, seeing a temperature right around 76 degrees. And from Ladysmith over towards the Bloomer area, seeing temperatures in the low 70s as well. Details of the first alert forecast for tonight. We're going to go into the mid-40s with mostly clear skies. A calm night. Look at that wind out of the southeast at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. On your day planner for tomorrow, there you go. We'll start the day off with temperatures right around 48 degrees by the 8 o'clock hour. The double nickels, 55 by the 10 o'clock hour, 70s by the 2 o'clock hour. And then we go to the 60s by 8 p.m. The balance of the 8-day forecast. Look at the 70s for Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I want to draw your attention to Saturday. That right there. That is the pick of the weekend. Sunday afternoon and evening, we have the rain and thunderstorm chances. We go to 75 for Monday, then the 50s return on Tuesday. We keep the rain chances in the forecast Tuesday and Wednesday. And then next weekend, Amy, we have the rain chances with highs in the 50s. Bottom line, enjoy the 70s. And coming up next, we have the News 8 Now Highlight Zone. Don't go anywhere.
Breaking news in Dallas, Texas, where at least 5 police officers were killed when they were ambushed.
This was the deadliest day for U.S. law enforcement since 9/11.
Just days after this horrific crime, Mandela Barnes appeared on Vladimir Putin's propaganda news outlet and rationalized violence against American police officers.
Police officers are over-exercising their badges. This probably was a retaliatory attack.
Do you want Mandela Barnes representing you in the Senate?
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Get up and go! You heard the Jingle Man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBB.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird. Get up and go!
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
Punishing inflation, retirement savings evaporating, home values crashing, and Mandela Barnes is oblivious. Barnes just supported a massive tax increase on middle-class families and an army of IRS agents to go get every penny. Barnes also supported Biden's student loan forgiveness plan that cost every taxpayer $2,000. $2,000 less to survive on. Can you afford Mandela Barnes? Wisconsin Truth PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
News 8 Now and Dairyland Power Cooperative present Our Community Cares.
The Logan High School Fall Craft Show takes place on October 22nd from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sponsored by the Logan Parents Organization, over 150 vendors and door prizes. Support local youth and the community at this year's Enchanted Forest event, Saturday, October 22nd at Riverside Park. Family-friendly, non-scary trick-or-treat.
For more information on these events, or if you'd like to submit an event, visit news8000.com.
The Board Store inaugural Fall Home Show is underway. A $250 discount coupon is yours just for stopping by to see all the new displays and updates we have made. We'd love to meet you.
Welcome to the News 8 Now Highlight Zone Playoff Edition. I'm Rob, that's Cade. We've made it to level 1 of the Wisconsin High School Football Playoffs.
That's right, Rob. A lot of our area teams are at home tonight hosting their level 1 matchups, and they all have a shot at keeping their seasons alive into level 2. Maybe the most interesting division, D3, Onalaska and West Salem, both getting #1 seeds, and if it all plays out, we'd be looking at an Onalaska versus West Salem state semifinal, but we have a long ways to go before that happens. Let's go to Onalaska. The undefeated Hilltoppers hosting Ashland tonight in Division 3. Ashland coming into the game after a 4-hour bus ride. They were a little slow out of the gate. On their first punt of the game, Nikki Odom takes it all the way back for the score. Onalaska up 7-0 before even running a play on offense. A few drives later, Adam Skipton dumping it off to Ben Sturr on the tight end screen, and Sturr doing the dirty work. Stiff arms the defender, gets to the sideline, and he's gone. 65 yards to the house. Mallory Megan's PAT is good. Her second extra point of the postseason, and Anna takes a 22-0 lead. Still in the first quarter, Adam Skipton dropping back and finding Evan Anderson. Good throw, great catch. PAT is good, 29-0. But the Hilltoppers, they weren't done. Skipton handing it off to Brady Kuhn. Well, let's speed it up because nobody's going to catch him. He goes 87 yards in for the score. It's 36-0 after the made PAT. And then in the second quarter, how about Cornell Banks making some guys miss? And he's going to take this one 84 yards in for the score. Onalaska winning big 48-6.
All right, just the town over. #1 seed West Salem hosting Wapaka. First quarter, Panthers starting fast. Luke Knoll from 10 yards out. He's into the end zone, standing up. West Salem up 7-0 just 2 minutes into the game. That has some of the home crowd fired up. Just 3 plays later, Wapaka looking for a spark, but the ball pops loose. West Salem's Annie Johnson's there with the recovery. Already the Panthers' second fumble recovery of the game. Panthers just getting warmed up on first down. Brett McConkey decides he wants in on the action. The QB tucks it under his arm. He's off to the races, 62 yards for the score. Not even 4 minutes in, it's 14-0. Comets force a punt. Panthers special team coming up big with the block. That sets up yet another score as Luke Knoll, pushes it across for the touchdown. Panthers extend their lead. West Salem just firing on all cylinders. This time as Chris Calico gets it to the corner, stays on his feet, forget about it. Nobody catching him on this play of the night candidate. West Salem wins big to open the postseason, 49-0, the final. Let's go to Division 5. Aquinas at home tonight. Blue Golds hosting Durant, Arkansas. This one, all Aquinas from the kickoff. First quarter, Jackson Flottmeyer looking deep. I lost it in the lights, but Colin Conzemius didn't. The senior makes the grab. He takes it in for the touchdown. It's 6-0. Still first quarter. Panthers going for the deep ball, but the sophomore Trey Barr goes up high for the pick. What a play from Barr. And the Blue Golds go back to business. This time, it's Flottmeyer dumping it off to Kyle White, and he's got some help in front of him. Blockers everywhere on the field. The sophomore is going to take it down the near sideline all the way to the house. Aquinas running away with this one. It's 14-0 still in the first, but the Blue Golds just getting started. Panthers trying to go to their bag of tricks, but David Moline, he doesn't believe in magic. He reads it perfectly and comes up with another interception for Aquinas, and that leads to this. Blue Golds back to work. Flottmeyer finding Declan Haas in stride, and the sophomore with nothing but green turf ahead. Haas gets in for another Aquinas touchdown. All Blue Golds at home. They're moving on to level 2 as they get the win, 51-8.
All right, staying in Division 5, GET on the road tonight. The Redhawks taking on the reigning state champion Colby, and from the opening kickoff, the Hornets were racing. Nathaniel Robaid finds a hole and then exploits it quickly. Quick start for Colby. They take an early 7-0 lead, and they kept their foot on the gas pedal. Ivan Hemer coming up in a bit, in for 6, and it did not get any closer. The Redhawks fall on the road to Colby, 49-16. Thanks for our friend Noah Manderfield for getting us those highlights.
Shout out to Wausau.
Both of our Division 2 schools also falling on the road tonight. Good effort from them, but the Riverhawks season comes to an end, 40-20 against River Falls, and then West Des Peres takes care of Holman, 56-7.
All right, coming up, it's on to Division 7. Cashton, Bangor, Pep and Alma, all at home. We'll have those highlights next. Don't go anywhere. The News 8 Now Highlight Zone returns after the break.
News 8 Sports is brought to you by Mayo Clinic Health System. Whether you need routine care or treatment for a complex condition, Mayo Clinic Health System has convenient and safe options for the care you and your family need.
Joe Biden took $4 trillion from us taxpayers and he spent it. $4 trillion. And what do we get? We got higher gas prices, higher groceries, just about everything. Brad Pfaff, well, he backed Joe Biden 100% of the time. That's what you get when you spend your career in politics. Well, it ain't me. Let's try something different. Let's cut spending, balance the budget, and get America back on track. I'm Derek Van Orden, and I approve this message.
Menards is the one-stop shop for everything you need. Get truckload savings on items you use every day. Save on your favorite cleaning supplies from Procter & Gamble. They deliver quality products from brands you can trust, like Dawn, Tide, and Bounty. All 11% off. Improve the air quality in your home with Best Air brand allergen air filters. They help reduce pollen, pet dander, dust, lint, and more. Now all 11% off at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Dear night owls, when darkness falls, our stunning style takes flight as we soar over city streets. And our fuel economy is ever so wise. This ride's a hoot. Trust us, Toyota sedans.
Get 2.49% APR for 48 months on a new Toyota Corolla, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, or Tacoma. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
All right, thanks for staying with us here on the News 8 Now Highlight Zone. Lots of action tonight in Division 7.
Yep, that's right. It was a perfect season for the Cashton football team, a perfect 9-0 record, a Scenic Bluffs Conference championship, but the Eagles aren't satisfied yet. Let's head to Cashton. Eagles looking for a level 1 win over Deerfield. First quarter, Cashton goes with some misdirection, and it's Colin O'Neill getting into the open field, taking it 56 yards for the touchdown. That makes it 8-0 Eagles to the second. Cashton goes to the air. Jacob Hunsiker finds Brett Hammersbach from 16 yards out to extend the lead to 15. More from the second. Ethan Klinker takes it in from a yard out. Eagles are rolling with a 23-point lead. They get one more before half. O'Neill breaks free again, this time 74 yards to the house. Eagles up 30-0. He has 168 yards on the night, leading Cashton to the 44-6 win.
All right, from one conference champion to another, the Pep and Alma football team also finished a perfect 9-0, and the Dairyland champs. They were home tonight hosting their level 1 opponent, Iowa Grant. Let's go out to Alma. The Eagles hosting the 8-seed Iowa Grant, and the Eagles, they came ready to play. The first big play of the game came from Evan Olson, taking the handoff here, finding a hole, and he's going to pick up 40 yards before he's finally brought down. What a run from him. And this sets up Demetrius Bergman as he's able to muscle his way into the end zone, giving Pep and Alma a 14-point lead in the first quarter. Very next drive, Ryan Brederick knocks the ball out of the quarterback's hand, and Pep and Alma, they recover it and take over with great field position, and they take advantage immediately as Drew Seifert hits a wide open Evan Olson to give Pep and Alma another touchdown, and the Eagles roll in round 1, getting the win 41-6.
Staying in Division 7, Bangor hosting Wazeeka Steuben Seneca early in the first. Nolan Mitchek on the rollout. He gets Clayton Liga for the 5-yard touchdown pass. It's 7-0 Bangor. Then from 58 yards out, Cody Peterson hits the gap and he takes off. He finds the end zone. It's 13-0 Cardinals. They were back inside the 5 here. Another toss and catch. This time Mitchek to Peterson. 2-yard score. Bangor up 19-0. One more for good measure. Mitchek to Tanner Jones from 3 yards out. It's 25-0 Bangor. They go on to win it 33-6. And checking in on Division 6, how about the Luther Knights? They get a big win on the road, 26-14.
All right, switching over to some 8-man action. It's DeSoto hosting Port Edwards. Pirates looking to answer early, trailing 8-0. Harley Shams is up for the call, carrying his way through the middle to knot it up. The Blackhawks' next drive, Tammy Trenell throws an absolute dot to the back corner where Blake Lisi brings it in for the score. The next drive for DeSoto, here's some misdirection. It's Shams again on the trap. He gets to the sideline, then the goal line. But after another Port Edwards score, check out this toss by Evan Pedretti, and it's Bryce Gorelli screaming, "You just got mossed" with the catch. Play of the night nominee right there. Pirates back on offense after the first defensive stop of the night by either team. It's Shams again, getting the edge on the toss and the score. That's DeSoto's first lead of the night, and they ride it to a win, 56-32.
Awesome stuff so far. Well, lots of great plays again this week. Only one can be our play of the night. Let's take a look at those nominees. First nominee comes from UWL Aquinas. Panthers going for the deep ball, but the sophomore Trey Barr goes up high for the pick. What a play from Aquinas.
All right, second one, we showed it to you just moments ago, but Evan Pedretti tossing it up to Bryce Gorelli and coming down with it, mossing the defender. What a play for DeSoto.
Love it. Third, Skipton here, handing it off to Brady Kuhn. Here it is. Let's speed it up here because nobody is going to catch him. 87 yards in for the score.
All right,
Love that.
After Kuhn gets his long touchdown run last, but certainly not least, it's Chris Calico for West Salem, getting the corner, somehow staying on his feet right here, and then nobody's going to catch him. He goes all the way down the sideline for the score. Lots of great plays tonight. Hard to come up with just 4 nominees.
Awesome stuff. Yep.
All right, make sure to head over to news8000.com/vote. Right now, we'll have the results at the end of the show.
Coming up, we'll find out the results of our play of the night. Plus, the Viterbo volleyball team was in action today as well. Could the V-Hawks keep soaring? Those highlights are next in the News 8 Now Highlight Zone.
Some things make you wonder, what the path? Like career politician Brad Pfaff voting to raise our taxes after promising not to. Then praising another $1 billion in tax hikes on Wisconsin families. Seriously, what the path? Or when he supported trillions of dollars in big government spending, creating record inflation. What the path? Makes you wonder how anyone could trust career politician Brad Pfaff. NRCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
The dining sale at Drury's Inn Fountain. Unlimited choices designed just for you. From upscale contemporary by Canadel or Amisco to warm rustic solid wood from Amish makers like Canal Dover or Daniel's Amish. No matter your style, we show all the latest trends for kitchen and dining room. And right now, on top of sale prices, you can save an extra $100 to $300 off sets over $1,000. It's the dining sale on now at Drury's Inn Fountain.
At Xcel Energy, we're big into the little things. Because little things add up. Millions of even the smallest steps are just that. Millions of steps, all in the right direction. That's why we have programs that save you money, all of which add up to a carbon-free future. See how you can save at excelenergy.com/ways to save.
Chevy Silverado. It's got the power you want and the capability you need to do the job so you can get to the important work. Find new moments, find new roads. Get $500 cash allowance on this Silverado with a 2.7-liter engine. Plus, current Chevy owners can get an additional $2,500 cash allowance. Plus, get a $1,000 accessory allowance toward a new Chevy truck with accessories.
When I heard from my doctor, it was my worst nightmare. My baby's diagnosis was dismal, a severe abnormality, and my husband and I decided to have an abortion so our daughter wouldn't suffer. Tim Michaels thinks that decision should have been his, not ours. He wants to criminalize abortion. And if he's elected, women will lose the freedom to decide what's best for them. Tim Michaels is just way too radical for Wisconsin.
All right, welcome back to the News 8 Now Highlight Zone. The Viterbo volleyball team is hitting its stride, and it's the perfect time.
Yep, 8 straight wins for the V-Hawks tonight. They were looking to make it 9 in a row. Let's head over to Beggs Gymnasium as Viterbo hosted Presentation. V-Hawks creating some separation in the first set. Adriana Reinhardt with the pass up to Jada Mitchell. She splits the defense for the kill. 15-11 Viterbo. Later in the first, new boss. Same as the old boss as Mitchell skies for another slam. Finds the floor. V-Hawks go up 5. And they continue to roll from there, this time with a little defense. Mariah Calkin sends it over the net with a tap kill. It's 22-14 Viterbo. Next possession, V-Hawks set it up for Kenzie Winker in the back row. She blasted off the defense. The lead grows to 9, and they finish it off in style. Laura Babcock serving up the ace to clinch the set, 25-14. V-Hawks make it 9 straight. They get the 3-set sweep over Presentation.
All right, the Timberwolves at home tonight, looking to go 2-0, taking on the Jazz. Utah up 2 with less than 10 seconds to go, but D'Angelo Russell is clutch. He banks one off the glass with 4 seconds to go, and that sends it to overtime. But in the extra frame, Jazz pull away, and it's Lauri Markkanen with the dagger. The step back takes a friendly Utah bounce. Timberwolves drop a stunner at home. It's early in the season, but falling to the Jazz, 132-126.
That's a tough, I mean, it's early, but that's a tough one. Well, still to come the results of our real-time poll to decide the play of the night. You're watching the News 8 Now Highlight Zone.
It's time to get out and rediscover Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls. Grab your friends and play for the day, or 2, or 3. It's time for you to win, laugh, and enjoy. Over 650 slot machines, tables, bingo, great rewards, delicious food. Ho-Chunk Gaming, just what you need. Get out again and experience the difference at Ho-Chunk Gaming Black River Falls.
Here in Wisconsin, you should be able to walk down the street and not worry about crime. I'm Josh Call. As a former federal prosecutor and your attorney general, I've put murderers, drug traffickers, and sex offenders behind bars and kept them there. And I worked with Democrats and Republicans to change the law so rape kits don't sit around untested. I know there's more to do, but I will not stop until you and your family are safe, no matter what neighborhood you live in.
Nice isn't weak, or cliche, or naive. Nice makes someone smile, or makes someone's day. And that's a powerful thing. At Western National Insurance, nice is what's guided us for over 100 years. And we're just getting started. Western National Insurance, the power of nice.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland.
As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor. Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
The great experiences you have in here and even out here all started here. Because the best customer experience always leaves a great impression. GMC, awarded #1 in sales satisfaction by J.D. Power. Sierra models are arriving weekly at your local GMC dealers, available for immediate delivery with 0% financing.
Visit your best choice GMC dealer today.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
All right, welcome back to the News 8 Now Highlight Zone. Time for the results of our poll for Play of the Night.
All right, we go back to DeSoto. The Pirates taking on Port Edwards. Evan Pedretti tossing it up to Bryce Gorelli, and you just got mossed. What a catch for Gorelli. The Pirates get the win, moving on to round 2. Gotta love some 8-man football.
I love it, man. I'm happy they're moving on. That's an awesome catch. Great play there.
A lot of great plays tonight, a lot of great team wins. Gotta love the playoffs, man.
Yeah, it's been fun. We're not gonna have another highlight zone. Only a few teams, but we're gonna get all the teams that are gonna be home next week, and we're gonna cover level 2. We're gonna cover level 3. Hopefully, some teams make it to state. It's been a blast. We'll be back for basketball though, so.
I know you'll miss us, but we love basketball highlights.
Yeah, we'll be here. And I mean, even if it's not the highlight zone, it'll still be me. It might be both of us. We'll make it fun, and we'll make sure to cover all the home teams next week for level 2. That's Cade. Rob, thanks for watching. Have a great weekend.